Yo, what's going on, guys? Back with another video today. So today we're going to be doing the Friday night NBA slate. Um, just on a review of last night, that was probably the most unlucky game I think I've ever picked in my life. Obviously, James Conner and Juju both went out in the first half on the same drive, ironically. So that was a bit unlucky. I apologize for that yesterday. Obviously, though, you can't see injuries before they happen, so that was just a bad luck day. So I'm ready to bounce back tonight with some NBA. I actually did end up cashing a couple accounts, so I will be doing some NBA stuff tonight. And I'm pretty excited for the slate. We still will be doing the Keystone Player of the day. It would be kind of like my favorite play of the day, I guess, in terms of value and in terms of who I think will do the best. But let's just go down the list and let's see where we're going. So first, I'm playing Malcolm Brogdon tonight against Houston. That's going to be a very high-scoring game. I'm not sure actually what Vegas has that game at, but I'm going to guess it's pretty high. Between Malcolm Brogdon and all the other guys on the Pacers, they've been a pretty good offensive team this year, and haven't done that great defensively. So Malcolm Brogdon, the Rockets are ninth against point guards this year, but I expect Brogdon to have a really good game. He's been playing really well. Been averaging about 40 points per game. So I really like Brogdon tonight going against Houston, and I think will be a very high-scoring game. That's an 8 o'clock start, so that should be a good one to watch at 8. My next point guard, also at 8 o'clock, is going to be Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas obviously has been a really good value in terms of a guy who scores decently for a decently low value. His price is starting to go up now that he's played more games, and Fanduel experts are seeing that he's actually doing pretty well. He's averaging about 25 fantasy points per game going against Minnesota tonight, who's 25th in the NBA in points allowed against point guards. Jeff Teague is a game time decision tonight, so we'll see if he plays. That could play a factor in terms of IT's effectiveness tonight. But I do expect this to be a pretty good game as well. Might not be as high scoring as that Indiana-Houston game, but I think IT will have a pretty good night. He only cost 6,300 on FanDuel, so I really like his value tonight. Next guy, Josh Richardson. So I actually haven't played Josh Richardson at all this year. So they're going against OKC tonight. Richardson's a really good defensive player as well. And now that I'm seeing this, oh, never mind. Yeah, he's not on the injury report, so there's no worries about him being limited at all. I thought that said that he wasn't expected to play. That would have been a really awkward time in the video. But he's a really good defensive player and has picked up his offensive game as well. Shot a lot of field goal attempts last game. Ended up scoring 19. He's been around probably like the mid-teen to high teens, low 20s in scoring. But I expect him to have a good night going against Oklahoma City. I think this is going to be another game that will be pretty high scoring. Maybe like 120 to 110, something like that. He got 35 points on FanDuel yesterday, so I feel like he's coming on strong, and I think he's a really good play tonight. He's had steals in his last 5 games here, so that's a really good value for him as well. Obviously, steals are 3 points, so they're more valuable than assists, rebounds. Obviously, rebounds and assists happen more, so so he's a really good defensive player. Should be able to get 1 or 2 steals tonight, maybe even 3, and be a good value. Another guy who hit really nicely last night was Malik Monk, or not last night, the last game whenever they played, the 13th. That was 2 days ago. So obviously with Dwayne Bacon dealing with his injury, Malik Monk got a lot more time to play and definitely showed up, scoring 20 points, getting 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and a block, scoring 39 points on FanDuel. Had himself a really nice game. He still did only play 29 minutes, which is interesting with the effectiveness that he had in that game. So he's a bit of a risky play tonight. It is important to note that Dwayne Bacon is a game time decision. So actually, if Dwayne Bacon plays, this might be a risky pick, and I might update you guys on Twitter if I think that he's still a good value. I'm still going to look at some more research. I just wanted to get the video out in time today. So definitely be sure to follow me on Twitter. I'll put that in the description on whether you should still play Malik Monk at 5,000. It all depend on whether Dwayne Bacon's good to go or not. Another value guy I have here is Troy Brown Jr. So Troy Brown has played pretty well this year. He's making his first, or he made his first start last Friday. He's played pretty well since then. Um, has been kind of low recently, but I do see him having a good night tonight. He's a really good value at 4,000. He gets about 20 25 minutes a game, and if they do decide to start him, he could get upwards of 29 to 30. So I really like Troy Brown as a value pick here. He's one of those boomer bust guys, but I really do like his value today going against Minnesota. Minnesota is ranked 22nd against opposing small forwards, so I really like him in this matchup going against Minnesota. Next guy, this was close to being my guy for Keystone Play of the game or of the day, but I didn't quite pick him for it. So TJ Warren has been on fire this year with scoring. He's been awesome, really fun to watch. Been scoring high 20s to low 30s on Fanduel. Scored 23 points in the last game against Oklahoma City, scoring 23 points. It's pretty good. So he filled up the stat sheet very nicely that game. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, and 2 steals. So he's one of those guys that could score really, really well. I really like him going against Houston tonight. As I said, I think that's going to be a really high-scoring game. Another guy that you could definitely consider in that shooting guard position, obviously, is James Harden. I just didn't have enough space for him because of the guys I have coming up. But I really like TJ Warren tonight. He looks like it's going to be a nice setup for him in that game. So also important to mention that Houston is 29th against opposing small forwards. So I really like TJ Warren tonight in their game. Next guy up is, I can't even say his first name, Nemanja Bjelica. He's been a really nice value this year, actually, looking at his numbers. He scored 39 FanDuel points in their last game against Portland. He had 19 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. I actually had him in my lineup like all day that night, and I decided to take him out. I went chicken, and I regretted it because he ended up scoring 39 at a $5,000 value. So he's a really good boomer bust guy. He either scores 25 to 30, or he scores like 11 to 20. So with his price being at 5,100, I really like this matchup tonight going against the Lakers. Anthony Davis is a game time decision. I think he might play tonight though, so he'll be having a tough matchup in that case. But I still think with Anthony Davis as limited as he is, I don't think he'll play the minutes that he usually does, which will leave Bjelica going up against I don't even know, Kyle Kuzma. So Kuzma's a good offensive player, but I'm not really worried about his defense too much. So I really like Bjelica tonight. Now that I mentioned Kuzma, he is another idea of a play. I just didn't have enough salary to fit him in. Well, I did, but I chose someone over him. So I'll be getting to that pick next, which is LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge going against the Magic tonight. Has a really good matchup. Magic are 26th in the league against opposing power forwards. Aldridge has an average of 33.6 fantasy points per game, and he's looked really good this year, honestly. The Spurs really haven't been that much talked about, but they play pretty well. Aldridge is another one of those guys that can boom or bust, though. Against Boston, he only surprisingly scored 10 points on FanDuel after playing only 26 minutes, but he scored 58 against Oklahoma City, which is kind of why I like him tonight, because Oklahoma City doesn't have a bad power forward, but I'm not too keen on them. I really like LaMarcus Aldridge tonight. He fills up the stat sheet very well with blocks, steals, assists, all that stuff. So I really like LaMarcus Aldridge tonight. And now our last position. This is going to be our keystone player of the day. So I really like Andre Drummond tonight. Man, this could be a huge, huge night for him. I'm really excited going against Charlotte. He's averaging already 52.39 fantasy points per game. Going against Charlotte, who's 21st against opposing centers. But I really don't expect Cody Zeller to be able to handle Andre Drummond in the middle there. Andre Drummond is a beast. I think he's going to have a great, great game tonight. Some people are worried about him because Blake Griffin's back. I really like Andre Drummond tonight. I think he'll have one of those 2020 nights tonight. And if I'm wrong, you can laugh at me in the comments and say I'm stupid. But this guy has been playing really, really well this year, scoring double-doubles in almost every game. The only game he missed it by 1 rebound last game against Miami. But that game wasn't really that close at the end, so we didn't really have to worry about it. The only thing with him is turnovers. The turnovers are a bit worrisome, but like I said, going against Cody Zeller, I'm really not worried about him turning the ball over too much. And I don't think Charlotte's really that good at defending bigs in general. So I really like Andre Drummond tonight. That's my Keystone player of the day. Go Keystone. Hopefully one day I'll get a sponsorship with them if this channel ends up going big. But that's my lineup tonight, guys. I'll be playing that lineup in about 3 different contests, so I'll definitely be updating you on whether or not we're cashing, we're not cashing. But be sure to tail the lineup and retweet if you do well. Post it on Twitter. I want to get some more followers in here so I can help some more people. And hopefully we don't have a night like last night where everybody gets hurt. So good luck, guys, and let's get this money.